Welcome to the Connecticut Troops to Teachers and Western Connecticut State University webinar on veteran benefits in higher education. This webinar is to go over the benefits in higher education, but because this is a Troops to Teachers webinar, this will deal with the benefits at all of the Connecticut State Universities. Here we have our contact information. So if you need to reach out to us, we have the program manager for Connecticut Troops of Teachers, who is Mrs. Kimberly Audette. And there's her email address if you need to reach her, as well as myself as the teacher leader in residence. My name is Melissa Mashad Maltese, and there's my contact information as well. So to start for today, we have Miss Kelly Visoke from Western Connecticut State University. She is the Veterans Affairs Coordinator at the university there. I'd like to introduce you to her. She is, although she's from Western Connecticut State University, these benefits will apply to all of the universities. So there's very important information here for you guys today, and enjoy.
So a lot of people ask if they're eligible for post 9/11 GI Bill benefits. And their eligibility depends on a number of factors. It includes the length and era of service, the type of discharge, and the time since that they were separated. If you've served at least 90 days of active duty, either all at once or in breaks in service, on or after 9/11, or if you've received a Purple Heart on or after 9/11 and were honorably discharged after any amount of service, or you served at least 30 continuous days all at once with no breaks in service on or after September 11th, 2001, and were honorably discharged with a service-connected disability, then you're going to be able to apply for GI Bill benefits. So the universities will pay the cost of tuition and fees, generally between 40 up to 100% of public in-state tuition and fees. And that is depending on the length of active duty service. The VA will also pay for money for housing as long as you are in school for more than half time, which means if you're an undergraduate student, you need to be registered for at least 7 credits. If you're a graduate student, you need to be registered for at least 5 credits. And the amount of money that gets paid in housing allowance is based on the cost of living where your school is located. So it's based on zip code. And money for books and supplies up to $1,000 per year, per academic year. It will start in the fall semester and run through to the summer semester, and then your book stipend will start all over again, starting in the fall. Now, your benefits, as far as if they expire or not, if you serve before January 1st, 2013, your benefits will expire 15 years after your last separation date from active duty service. And so you must use all of your benefits by that time, or you're going to lose whatever's left. If you've served after January 1st, 2013, your benefits will not expire. Now, how do you get these benefits? You're going to want to go online to complete an application. You're going to go to www.va.gov. It generally takes the VA about 30 to 40 days to make a decision, and how you'll be notified is they will generally send you a letter in the mail. Due to COVID, they have been emailing those letters of approval or denial. And what you'll receive is a certificate of eligibility. It will provide you with the amount of time that you have remaining, if you do have time remaining, It will also go over your eligibility amount, so up to 100% if you're covered. And you're going to want to give that to the school certifying official, and they will certify your attendance with the VA. Once that is completed, that will be how you get your benefits. It will also be how the school receives payment. Now, the second thing that I wanted to go over, and this is one of the most commonly used among college students at Connecticut State Schools, is the Connecticut State Veteran Tuition Waiver. The general requirements to receive this tuition waiver are that you have to be formally admitted to the university. You must be living in Connecticut at the time of acceptance. You must have served at least 90 days or more of active duty service in time of war, and be honorably discharged or released under honorable conditions. Now, what does the waiver cover? It will cover 100% of the cost of tuition only. Most schools these days will charge tuition and fees, so you're going to be responsible for fees. However, the full cost of tuition will get waived. In the summer, winter, or intersessions, and if your school has a spring break, then course fees are billed in lieu of tuition. And so what the universities do is they apply a waiver that will cover 50% of the cost of course fees. And then you're responsible for the remaining 50% of your course fees for those time periods. The cost of, room and board, books, fees, deposits, those are all items that are not covered under this waiver. So it's the cost of tuition really only. Now, how do you apply for this waiver? You just need to submit your separation papers, specifically a copy of your DD 214, your member 4 copy, or service 2, 7, or 8 copies only. And you're going to want to give those to the VA representative at the institution that you're attending. Now, the types of financial aid that are available to students are scholarships, grants, student loans, and work study. Now, scholarships, they're a great source of aid. They do not have to be paid back. Many scholarships are available for students with special interests and backgrounds. Grants, again, same thing. It's free money and does not have to be paid back. You may be eligible to receive federal, state, or institutional grants. Certain federal student aid programs require a percentage of aid to be returned, if a student completely withdraws from all of their courses. So just make sure you don't withdraw. And students can also be eligible for student loans. These must be repaid. Federal student loans usually have a lower interest rate than other kinds of loans, such as credit card loans or private loans. And then work study is a program that gives you the opportunity to work on campus or with approved off-campus employers to earn money for college. In order to receive any of those, you're going to need to fill out a FAFSA. I'm going to go online. The website is fafsa.ed.gov, and that will also be shown, I believe, in the next slide. You're really going to want to complete a FAFSA application, starting October 1st for the next academic year, if you're going to go to college in the fall semester. It doesn't have to be completed by that time, but if you want to receive grant money, the earlier you complete a FAFSA, the better. Now, the FAFSA nuts and bolts. So where do I start? First, you're going to want to submit a FAFSA by going online to this website. You can either go to ssaid.ed.gov or you can type in fasfa.ed.gov, either or. But you're going to want to complete this form once each academic year. If you're a new student, you don't want to wait to be admitted to the university or college to apply for financial aid. So like I said before, the earlier you apply, the better chances that funds would be available. Now from there, you're going to receive a number of notifications. Number one, from the financial aid office at the school that you're going to be attending, and then email notifications from the federal processor. If you're eligible, you're going to be awarded financial aid. A notification is usually sent within 1 to 3 months, sometimes earlier than that, but that's just a general time frame. If an award package is not sent within that time frame, then you're going to want to go onto the FAFSA website to just check for any inaccuracies, or you can contact the financial aid office for further assistance. They should also be able to tell you what is specifically gone wrong. So maybe you put in your social security number wrong, or your address or your last name. So complete additional requirements. If you're accepted, any federal direct student loans must complete an online entrance interview. You need to complete an online promissory note by going to studentaid.gov. It just goes over, everything that you need to know in order to repay this loan back. And that's only if you take out loans, of course. If you take out grants, that's just something that you do not have to complete. And then once all of that is completed, then the last step is financial aid is going to be applied to your bill. And if, let's say, your balance is completely paid with post 9/11, then that's just going to be extra money that you receive back. If you have taken out the Connecticut state tuition waiver and you're only responsible to pay for the cost of fees, then any grants, scholarships, or loans is going to be applied to that balance and lower or remove the amount that's due with the university. And I believe that is it. So
yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Kelly. I hope everybody got a lot of great information out of this presentation. Again, we wanted to give you a breakdown of what the benefits are for veterans in the state of Connecticut, more specifically for our state universities. Those that are seeking a teaching degree, just know that there are resources out there for you to pay for college and to ensure that you can get through the college experience without having to worry about the financial part of it. And Kelly is definitely one of those people that she is very response, like her response time is a great turnover, less than 24 hours. So if you ever have any questions, please reach out to her again. And thank you everybody for joining this webinar.